When Francine became big, was the character always going to run with Shane, or were other performers mentioned for Francine? Triple Threat was so dynamic and great, no other faction would have worked.
So obviously I started with Stevie Richards, the Plan in the Crowd. Shane had, I think, was he even in the company when I started? I don't think he was even back yet.
When did you go on TV?
93 is when I started training. 94 is when
did you debut with Stevie?
On TV, 95.
What month?
I don't know.
You don't remember?
No.
So he leaves in around May 95.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know.
I think it might have been like literally 2 ships passing in the night.
Because I don't, but I did house shows for a year and a half before I debuted for television. Right. And I don't remember Shane ever being in the back. I didn't meet Shane until I was with Anthony and
So
Gary.
I have photos of a house show in one of the towns in PA, and it's when you're still in the crowd, and he's the champion on the show. So at some point, you definitely passed, but I mean, again,
we didn't talk
30 years ago.
Yeah, he didn't talk to me until
he's a champion. Come on, you're just in the crowd.
Sorry.
He's a champion.
He didn't see all this yet. He had to warm up to me a little bit. But yeah, so I don't know what Paul's vision was for me initially. Like I know he told me once I went with the Pit Bulls, it wasn't going to be long term. And then Shane was back into the company. So maybe he knew, but he kept that a secret from me until like almost the very end. And I told the story before about Brian Lee pitching to have me be his valet or his manager. And I'm like, yeah, I go from the vinyl to chaps. Like, when am I going to be a lady? Like, I want to wear cute clothes. You know what I mean? And I love Brian. I wish we could get him on the show. We need to find him, by the way, because he's out there.
He's out there.
Yeah, he's out there. We need to find him. But I really don't know what Paul was thinking until like maybe a week or so before that table spot happened. That's when he called me and we had a really long conversation about where my character was going. And I feel like if Shane would have stayed with the company, we would have just stayed together for the duration. I honestly don't see me breaking away from him or turning on him because the dynamic between us was so strong. And again, like sometimes change is good, but if it ain't broke, you don't fix it. So we were a couple on screen for like 3.5 years. And that's when he left and went, to WCW. So who knows? Who knows what could have been if he stayed? I mean, things could have been totally different. I really don't know. I was sad when he left because it was such a good partnership, and now 30 years later, he's still around, kind of, sort of. So it still worked out for the best.
Yeah. I mean, it was cool when you would, be with Candido when he would be in singles, I guess to an extent too, Brian Lee is a singles. It'd be cool. You be with Brian Lee. So as a manager, it would be cool if they are in singles action, you be in their corner as opposed to being exclusive to Shane.
Yeah. And for Bam Bam as well. I walked Bam Bam too, right. Like Chris Candido would always come to me and say, listen, would you work with me tonight? Tammy's not here. And he would say, would you do this spot with me like Tammy does it? And I'm like, whatever you want, Chris. Like, we're a team. Like, if you want me to come out with you, I'll come out with you. And then we would just say to Paul, is it okay if I go out with him? Yeah, go ahead, whatever. I was just afraid that people would get sick of me. Oh, here she comes again. Like, there's 3 guys. Let's have her out here again.
No, well, that helps the manager side, of your career, when you're spread throughout the different people. I mean, that's what's cool about it.
I just didn't want to oversaturate the market with myself.
Yeah, I get it.
There was one night, and I think it was at the arena. Shane and I, we went to the ring 5 times in one night. And I kept telling him, like, people they hate us, but now they're sick of us. And he would go, "Oh, I know, I'm sick of us too." It's like every time like somebody's music would hit, and then our music would hit, and here we
Oh
come
my
again.
God.
There was 5 different times.
Full entrance and everything?
Yeah, I think
Oh,
so.
boy.
Or maybe we walked out during a promo, but we went out there 5 times to the ring in one night. And I was just like, this is just overkill. Like, I hate myself. It's so annoying. You know what I mean? But I don't know. Paul said it needed to be done. So we did it.
Yeah, that's I definitely would have liked to have seen the Brian Lee partnership, maybe, and see how that would have worked, because it is such like and that's intriguing. But I mean, you and Candido were great. I think that's an awesome partnership too. So I mean, there's a lot more where they could have branched you off within the triple threat as just singles, where the triple threat members didn't get involved. It's just you and X more often.
Working with different people helps your character grow, and you get to do different things with different men. You know, when I worked with Shane, it was a little more serious than working with Chris Candido. Chris Candido, he's one of the guys that would never want to call a match in the back. He always wanted to call it in the ring. And I always used to say to him, "What's my spot?" And he'd go, "I'll tell you out there." So I would literally go out there blind, not knowing what he wanted me to do. And like in the middle of the match, he would say, "Hey, Francine, go get me a chair." Okay. So I would go and I would get him a chair. Or, "Hey, Francine, we need a table. Tell me what corner the table's in." I'd look, you'd see me looking under the, "Oh, it's over here." "Okay, you want me to pull it out?" Okay. He would tell me as we went along, because that's how Chris worked. Shane, on the other hand, we went over things and we sat in the back and we would talk about it and discuss it. And everybody works differently. I liked Chris's way because I didn't have to remember anything and it was just spontaneous. And I was never really on edge because I'm like, well, I don't have anything to forget. I'm just going to go out there and have a good time and listen. And when he tells me to do something, I'll do something. With Shane, enjoyed everything, but I needed to know what was coming up. I needed to be 2 steps ahead. So I would always like sit and listen to everything. That way, if Shane needed something and he couldn't get to it, "Oh, I know this spot. He needs this chair. I'm going to go get him a chair." I wanted to remember as much as I could about everything because sometimes the guys need help and I was there to help. Hey there, it is the Queen of Extreme, Francine from ECW. Do you want to see more of me? Click over here to watch another video. Or click over here to listen to my podcast. And as always,